Hey guys, welcome back. This is another video. Again, the woman's perspective. My name is Megan. I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. And today we are going to be going over what is in your heart. Okay, so we're going to be touching on rejection. This is actually one of my favorite things to discuss because all of us deal with it. This is something that's a sneaky tactic that Satan uses, and he uses it because he wants all of us to feel bad about ourselves, inadequate, not good enough, compare ourselves to other people. Rejection is like the root of everything else that we deal with on a daily basis. So, when it comes to rejection, it is something that is rooted, like it's like the root of so many different things: fear, pride, people pleasing. You know, there was so much that I studied on this topic, and we overlook this, but people that like are involved in drug abuse and addiction, sexual promiscuity, again, people pleasing, perfectionism, um, all of that is coming from wanting to feel acceptance. Isolation, people that isolate, that's another one. But it's rejection. Okay, so the root is rejection of all those things that take place. I used to think people just made these decisions to do things, but that wasn't it at all. What it really was rejection. So rejection is the thought that you have been rejected. It does not have to be true. Mostly the thought of rejection is the opposite of truth. It is designed to make you believe a lie that rejection will be enduring and everlasting. The truth is, at one point or another, you will be rejected in your life and you cannot avoid it. How you deal with that rejection is where the power is. And it's true. We have a choice, guys. We can either deal with the rejection in ways that we know how, which is coping in some way that's unhealthy, or we can use a healthy way to cope with the rejection and actually come up with coping mechanisms that are going to help us get out of that mindset. So, rejection is a natural part of life. It is feeling of being unwanted, excluded, which can come in many different forms. Not getting a job that you really wanted, or a promotion, or maybe getting broken up with for somebody else, cheated on. It can be maybe getting turned down for some type of plans that you had with a friend, or maybe not being as good at something as somebody else. It comes in so many different forms. Being told maybe you're not pretty enough, things like that. Whatever the case may be, rejection hurts, but it's important to remember that it doesn't define us. Okay? So, reframing from rejection. Instead of viewing rejection as a personal failure, try reframing it as an opportunity for growth and learning. You are not rejected in hate because of your flaws. Your flaws are accepted in love. And that's something. We all have flaws, guys. And oftentimes, people that point out your flaws, that don't want to look at their own flaws, that just shows right there that they're rejected. Because somebody that's truly, that knows their worth, their value, that's accepted, that feels acceptance, they're not going to point out your flaws. They're not going to respond that way. So you have to realize where it's coming from. It's insecurity. Okay, so do not behave like you are rejected. Celebrate the acceptance in your environment. Okay. It may sound cliche, but rejection truly can be a blessing in disguise. It pushes us out of our comfort zone and forces us to adapt and evolve. So, unforgettable acts that cause rejection: standing up for what you believe in when others believe something opposite, taking risks and trying new things that challenge your belief system, not conforming to society when you feel pressure to do exactly that, pursuing your passion and dreams at risk of not meeting the mark, being true to yourself and not compromising your values. Remember, these are all acts of bravery and should be celebrated. So do not fear rejection. Hold your back up and keep on doing what you need to do to conquer that. So something I always tell people when they ask about how can they get delivered from rejection, well, what I have found to do is you have to face that very thing. You got to face rejection head on, and that's how you're going to be delivered from it. Just like offense, fear. When you face fear, when you face offense, when you face your anxieties, that's how you will be delivered in that area. That's usually how it works, guys. And, a lot of us don't want to hear that, but it's usually the truth. Okay, so again, rejection may feel like a heavy weight on our hearts, but it's important to remember that we are not defined by it. Our worth and value come from within, not from external validation or acceptance. You are worthy just as you are, regardless of any rejections you may face in life. Embrace rejection as an opportunity for growth and learning, and never be afraid to stand up for what you believe in or pursue your passions. So, something that I've learned is a lot of us want to avoid confrontation with people. We want to be peacemakers, not we want to be peacekeepers, not peacemakers. I'm sorry. So what that means is we will actually compromise our wants, our desires, our passions, things that we believe in because we don't want to offend other people. We don't want to cause riffraff. We don't want to cause somebody to get upset. And all that's doing, guys, is not correcting the problem at all. Okay? As a matter of fact, eventually what's going to happen, especially when you're a people pleaser, which is rooted in rejection, somebody's going to get tired of walking on eggshells, okay? And then eventually you blow because nobody can deal with that. Nobody can deal with that constantly. We have to be able to express ourselves and know that there's nothing wrong with what we believe in. Everybody's entitled to believe in what they want to believe in or like what they want or do what they want. That's why God gave us free will. But we should not try to compromise what we want, what we like to be able to please other people. And we shouldn't think anything less of ourselves if there's something wrong with us because somebody disagrees or somebody chooses to behave or respond in a negative way. You can't change how somebody responds, but you can change how you respond. And that's not your problem if you express how you feel and that person rejects you because you're not rejected. For them to respond that way shows that they have inner work that they have to be working on. And this can go further with even attachment styles. Every single attachment style that there is, whether it's an anxious attachment style, an avoidant attachment style, which is split into fearful avoidant attachment style and then dismissive avoidant style, attachment style, that is all rooted in insecurity and rejection. So a lot of us don't even know anything about that, and we just assume that someone is a certain way. Most people today are insecure and they're rooted in rejection and they feel rejection. So when you look at it from that perspective, you can start working on yourself to become a secure attachment style of yourself and a secure individual rooted in Christ and know that that's the way that we should be headed and we should do something about it. And we could be the example to the people and show them, wow, if we stand up for ourselves, it might give them the guts to do the same thing. And we should all be doing it tastefully and proper. And we should be doing it the way Christ would want us to. We're not going to be perfect, of course, but there's ways to handle it without doing it distastefully. So again, I hope that this video on rejection has helped. I hope you all are having a wonderful day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys. God bless.